Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Today is Wednesday, May 20th. I'm Gina Page, president and co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. We are the pioneers of genetic ancestry tracing for Black people around the world. And we're on a mission to transform the way we view ourselves as Black people, people of Africa, and the way we view Africa. And we do that by connecting you to your DNA. And so it's our Wednesday live here on Facebook. Hey, Fancy, good to see you. Come on in, everybody. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to see all these eyeballs. Hey, Sheena, nice to see you. Ashley, A. Lee, Derek Pittman. Hey, what's going on where you all are? Have you all started opening up? Have your city started opening up? Mary's in the house. Herman, the crew's all here. Monica, Avanti, Wona, New Orleans. What's going on down there in New Orleans? Arnell Hill. If you all missed Arnell yesterday on IG, he was excellent. I'm so glad we had you back on, Arnell, because you had some really good nuggets to share. Oh, Ashley Nicole has received her results. What are they, Ashley? I know you've been waiting. Hey, Lisa. Gloria's checking in from Massachusetts. Hello, Solo Finesse. Glad to have you here. Vicky's in the house. Chattanooga has started opening up. Okay, so does that mean you're going outside? So many people I know are like, yeah, the city can open up if it wants, but I'm staying right here. Because we can't stay hidden forever, though. We got to figure out how we're gonna reintegrate. Derek said my part of Pennsylvania is still on punishment. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Ashley, you're Yoruba. All right. Well, congratulations and welcome to the fam. You're my cousin, my Nigerian cousin. Hey, B-Love. Glad to see you in from Seattle, Washington. Mabrini's here as usual. Glad to see all of you. Illinois still on timeout. You all are hilarious. Oh my goodness. I know New Orleans, they said they were opening up. I think I listened, so I have to go to the FedEx box every day. That's where I get my few minutes of NPR. That's the only news I can stand. So I've heard some things here and there. Yoruba and Fulani. All right, y'all, let's get started. I'm just chatting. Hey, Bruce, welcome. Milwaukee's in the house. All right, so you all know that we start with a question or topic of the week. And so here's a question that we get a lot, which is, why don't we have more Eastern and South African samples in our database? And we don't, because that's not where our ancestors were for the most part just before the transatlantic slave trade. As you know, we are looking at a specific period of time. We're not trying to find out ancestry from the beginning of time. If we go all the way back 100,000 years plus, we all started in East Africa with mitochondrial Eve. I think we talked about her last week. But we're looking at where were our ancestors just before we were brought here to Alabama or Tennessee or Louisiana or Virginia, wherever our ancestors were brought to. That's what we're looking for. And for the most part, if you are the descendant of an enslaved African, your ancestry is going to be found in West and or Central Africa. And so we have some samples from other parts of the continent, but our focus has been on West and Central Africa for historic reasons. PC Howard says, countries are already saying they'll open in June, but not to America. God don't like ugly, you know? Whew. Okay, we don't talk politics on here. All right. So that's the answer to the question of the week. Tony's in the house. Welcome, Tony. So today's Africa segment is about Burkina Faso. You all, we have made it pretty much through all 54 countries. Can you believe that? We've almost run out of countries to talk about. So we have some real interesting things to come for our Africa segment. So we're featuring Burkina Faso today. Shout out to Madame Tene, who, if she's not on here yet, will be on here soon. Hello, hello, and welcome to all of you who are just joining. Marcus Stone's in the house. Sheila's in the house. Okay. All right. So 5 things about Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is approximately 106,000 square miles. And so that makes it about the same size as the state of Nevada in the United States. Burkina also has approximately 60 ethnic groups or tribes. There are the Mosi, Fulani, and Bobo are the largest ethnic groups. There are approximately 70 languages and dialects spoken in Burkina Faso. That's a lot of languages. The official language is, guess what it is, of course, as it usually is, French. But, of course, they have other major languages. There she is. There's our resident expert from Burkina Faso, Madame Tene. Burkina Faso is formerly known as Upper Volta. So if you're my age, you remember that it was Upper Volta, and that was what we did what we learned in social studies was Upper Volta. The name was changed to Burkina Faso in 1984. So I'm showing my age. The name Burkina Faso means land of incorruptible people. Not a bad name. Not a bad name at all. And then the last fact we have is that Burkina Faso is the 4th largest gold producer in Africa. Wow. So there's some wealth in that country. Hey, Melissa, glad to see you. Speaking of Burkina Faso, Eddie Meek's in the house. So happy to see all of you all. Okay, so do you all know about Africa Day? On May 25th, it's Africa Day. So I hope you all are getting ready, have some plans to shout out Africa, represent for Africa on Monday. I'm going to tell you all, we're going live. We're live on YouTube today also, you guys. So maybe we have, shout out to anybody who's watching us on YouTube. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So I'm going to give you some insider scoop. We're going to have an Africa Day promotion, because we want everybody to wear Africa proudly on their sleeves and on their chests. So we're doing 10% off of our pendants just on Africa Day. So you can get the little Africa pendant, which has our signature fingerprint in it. You can get a silver cowrie shell pendant if you already have that pendant. This is my favorite. You can get 10% off of an heirloom pendant. So those of you who just got your results and they're Nigeria, I don't know why it's showing up as red. That's really green. Something about StreamYard makes it look red. And these are embossed with our logo on the back. You can get them engraved with your name and your tribe and your country. So you're the first to know. We're not announcing this until Monday, and it's just for the day, 24-hour sale on Monday. So let's get your ducats ready. You can get a pendant. Okay, all right, let's see. And if you don't know where you're from, then you don't need an heirloom pendant yet. You can just get the little Africa pendant that is not customized with your country. Or you can get an African Ancestry Test Kit and find your roots today. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is matriarchal societies. You know that we've been talking about mothers, Mother Africa, Mama Africa all month. And last week we talked about Mother Africa from a scientific perspective. Today we're going to talk about Mama Africa in terms of matriarchal societies. So many people assume that all of Africa is patrilineal societies, which means descent is passed through the father, or power is passed through the paternal line. But that's not true. It's not all societies. So we've come up with, Ty did the research, we've come up with a few groups that are matriarchal. So I wanted to share some of these with you. There are the Serer people, S-E-R-E-R. The Serer people are found in Senegal, the Gambia, and Mauritania. They're known historically for being matrilineal in descent. They resisted Islam, the expansion of Islam, and they resisted French colonial rule for as long as they could. They make up about 15% of the population of Senegal, so they're the third largest group in Senegal today. But let's talk about the women. How do the women lead? Serer women play a vital role in religious and royal affairs. In pre-colonial times, a Serer king would be required to crown his mother, his maternal aunt, or his sister as Lingir, which is queen, after his own coronation. So he didn't get to just be king. He had to coronate a queen in the Serer tradition. And she, that queen, that Lingir, was extremely powerful. She had her own army. She had her own palace. Okay? The Serer people of the Gambia, Senegal, and Mauritania. Who's this? I saw this queen. Somebody said, Levita said Queen Wazobia. Who's Queen Wazobia? Yes, South Sudan. We're getting to that. Hey now. Okay, the Nubian people. The Nubian people are also matrilineal in their society. The Nubians are found in Egypt. They're found in Sudan. Nubians are known for so many things. And that's one of the first places, if you remember, do you all remember hip hop when it was rap? And everything was about Nubian. Conscious hip hop was all about Nubian. We had Brand Nubian, the group Brand Nubian. Let me see if you remember Brand Nubian. But they talked about Nubia. The Egyptians sometimes called their land Ta Seti, which means land of the bow, because they were known for their archery skills. Nubia was also the gateway for luxury products like incense, ivory, ebony. That's how they got to Egypt from the Mediterranean, because of the Nubian traders. But let's talk about how the women lead in the Nubian society. Nubians were known to have a high number of ruling queens. That sounds kind of awkward while I'm saying it. They were often depicted as smiting their enemies and having significant control over society. Nubian queen. So, you know, that's what a Nubian queen means. Yes, Grand Poobah. Yes, Cheryl, back in the day. There's another group in another society on the continent that is matrilineal, and that is the Kom people, K-O-M, the Kom people. They're found in Cameroon and the DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, they're one of the largest ethnic groups in the northwest region of Cameroon, and they're very similar to the Tikar, especially, you know, in their language and their culture. Well, Kom males hold most of the day-to-day power in their tradition, but the society, the Kom society is matrilineal in terms of succession. Lineage continues on the side of the mother, not the father. So I'm a page because my father is a page, but were I part of that group, I would probably be a Mariano because my mother maiden name is Mariano. Or maybe I would be a Goodman because my grandmother's maiden name is Goodman. So the descent passes from mother to child, like the Matriarchal test among the Kom people. So when a male dies in the Kom society, his property is transferred to his sister's son, not to his own son, but to his nephew, his sister's son. That's pretty interesting. It also confers power onto women. So Because women constitute the essential parts of the lineage, which we learned about last week, they're also responsible for the persistence and the continuity of the lineage. They had absolute authority in agriculture. They had considerable social power, but the men had the political power. And then, of course, there is the Queen Mother, who is the lead female elder, and she often has quite extensive political power. This is really interesting. Nubian queens are called Kandaki. Thank you. Come through, Barry Payton. Barry Payton comes through. We did the facts about Burkina Faso, Delroy. You're gonna have to rewind and watch that. Hey, we got someone watching from Italy. Welcome. I don't know how to say welcome in Italian. Well, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. All right, and then let's see, the Ashanti, the last one are the Akan, or the Ashanti people who are part of the Akan. And you know, the Ashanti are found in Ghana, the Ivory Coast. They're one of the Ashanti are part of the larger Akan group. And they're known for their political astuteness, their military, and their spiritual power, because of their first king, whose name is Ose Tutu. He helped to build the Ashanti nation, developed Kumasi as the capital of the Ashanti nation, and created the legend of the Golden Stool. We should talk about that one day, or have someone on to talk about the legend of the Golden Stool. Are you all familiar with that? Let's see. The Asante Hema are the queen mothers in Ghana. And that's an extremely important title, a very powerful title. They play a significant role in local governments. Property ownership and inheritance are based on a matrilineal blood relationship. Women in the Akan are expected to play a unique role in ensuring the continuation of the lineage. Well, we all do that. So next time someone wants to say that men rule Africa, that's not the case in every society. There are women who are rulers, and there are women who are right there next to the men, and there are women who are right there behind the men. I'm making this happen. Asheru's in the house. Thank you. Thank you for that birthday greeting. Shout out to Asheru. If you all don't know, he's an amazing artist based here in DC, writer and rapper. He did the theme song for the Boondocks. Has anybody been watching the Boondocks during the pandemic? Shout out. And he's an African ancestry family member, because that's how we do. Benvenuto. That's how you say welcome in Italian. Thank you, Derek Pittman. Thank you. We didn't know what we didn't know. I know that's right. So congratulations to everybody who's gotten their results. Kendrick Lane says, my test results have me feeling like a different man. I'm more than a Black man in America. It's more value to me than that. Did you all, we go live on Instagram on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And yesterday, before we pulled Arnell in, we had, oh my goodness, Dr. Her name starts with an S. Dr. It's not Stephanie. What's her name, Ty? Oh, she came on and she was so, I don't know what's going on here. She was so excited. She was so very excited about her results. It was wonderful to talk to her. Ty, will you please put her name up? She's in here on the group. I feel like it's Patterson. No, that's fancy. That's your name, Patterson. Anyway, I want you all to check that out. Dana says, I'm matrilineal. Akan, Kendrick, there's no feeling like it. I'm walking tall. Kendrick, what were your results? Can you share your results with us? I want to know. I want to know. Cynthia's Carter still waiting. We got a batch of results. If your results were due in the last 2 weeks and you have not received them, Simone has been grinding all day to get your results out to you by tomorrow. So you should have those. Lisa says she never gets the Instagram notification. It's every Tuesday and Thursday at 5. But I know it's hard to remember that kind of stuff. Team Angola. That's right. Asheru is Angola. Oh, it's so good to see all of you on here. Beverly says, I learned about the golden stool when I was in Ghana in December. Yeah, I love that. I think we need to add that in. Maybe that can be one of our Africa moments. We can have somebody share the legend of the golden stool. Someone has a question for me. Have we already done a piece on the Tikar? No, we haven't. I just talked about the Kom, K-O-M people, and they are similar to the Tikar people. We do not have a public office in DC. We are actually sheltering in place. And so our office is wherever anybody lives. That's how our office is these days. But we'd love to meet your son one day. Okay, someone says, Horace says, I hope to get my Balanta results soon. Horace, how do you know that you're Balanta? I love it. Yes, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Horace, let's talk about this. I want to know how you know your results are going to be Balanta. Let's see. Bermuda's in the house. Oh, what a beautiful place. Welcome, Nika. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here joining us. Do you all have any questions for me? Somebody said, I already prepared my brother for the possibility of non-African results. Good. Thank you. I hope he falls in the 65%, but I'm glad. We've started having to add some reminders in with the kits because people just aren't getting it. That's a possibility. All right, let's see. Any other questions? You guys I know this crew, you all don't have questions. Y'all got answers. I need to be asking you questions. Arnell says, thanks for changing the narrative from the focus on slavery to a focus on our African origins. It changes the conversation. Yes. It absolutely does change the conversation. And it's so important. And it's even more important for our children, right? Because I don't know about your kids today, but from what I understand, even still today, kids are not learning about Africa and they're not learning anything positive about Africa when there is a conversation. And so we have to do our part to make sure that there are ways and tools that our people who look like us and others, if they so choose, can learn about Africa, learn about who we are, the essence of who we are. Listen, Africa is our foundation. Doesn't mean you have to be something different. It doesn't mean that you have to live differently, but you do need to understand who you are. That's just a critical part of your movement through life, feeling good about who you are, feeling complete, as Tammy in our office would say, feeling complete with your identity. And that missing piece is the African connection. And that's what AfricanAncestry.com provides. It provides the link to wherever your family history stops here in the States or in the Caribbean or in South America or wherever you are, and where your ancestry was prior to the transatlantic slave trade. And it's our honor to be able to do that for you all. Someone says, I was looking at Vice yesterday and the Fulani people are leaving their homes because of ISIS. You hate to hear that. You hate to hear that. Yes, Lisa says, once you know where you came from, you know the strength of your ancestors, and that is so empowering. And that's what we've been talking about during this pandemic is we have resilience in our DNA. We have survival in our DNA. And those of you who have taken the test, you know where that comes from. And if you understand where you come from and what the people who came before you endured for you to be here today, then you understand that we have what it takes to make it through these very unprecedented and unusual times. But we are uniquely prepared for this. We are uniquely positioned to handle this. And I hope that you all remember that. Even if you don't know where in Africa you come from, you know that you descend from people who made it. through far worse. This is not the belly of a slave ship that we're living in today, that we're experiencing. This is not the auction block where we were completely debased and dehumanized. That's not what today is. Today is horrible. It's horrible, but it's not nearly what our people have endured. And so we can make it through this. We just have to be smart, as you all have been saying in the comments. We have to continue to social distance. We have to continue to wear our masks. We have to continue to talk to each other so we can maintain our mental health, so that we can maintain our sanity, stay connected, stay in communication. That's why I appreciate that you all come on these lives every Wednesday and every Tuesday and Thursday, because it's a great way for us to stay connected, maintaining our connections. Will African ancestry ever have the capability to upload your DNA from other DNA platforms? Maybe, but the DNA that we look at is mitochondrial DNA and the Y chromosome DNA, and the other companies don't look at that. So if you're uploading your data from them, there's nothing to compare it to. Have we done anything on Equatorial Guinea? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've covered Equatorial Guinea. You guys got to look at our past lives. That sounds weird. Our past lives, our past broadcasts. That'd be interesting though, Ty, if we could compile a list of what dates we talked about which countries. That would be kind of cool. Okay, so Charles says, my aunt returned the test I purchased for her on Mother's Day for your maternal line. Now, oh, wow. Your father's maternal line. And now you're purchasing the 4th test for the paternal line. Ah, okay. So Charles is into it. I'm pretty sure Charles already knows his maternal line and his paternal line. Now he's looking for his grandmother on his father's side, looking for that line. For me, that line goes back to the Crew people living in Liberia today, pretty sure. And then he's also looking for his grandfather's line on his mother's side. So he needs a male cousin to take that test. And for me, that turned out to be Portuguese. So let's see. Any homecoming trips for Guinea-Bissau? So our African Ancestry Family Reunion tours do not include Guinea-Bissau this year, but we are working on expanding our country list. Eritrea. I don't think we've done Eritrea yet, if that's your question about our Africa facts. So that should be coming up in the not too distant future. Can we do an AA Zoom party? Oh my goodness, Lisa, that's a really good idea. That's an excellent idea. Okay, Lisa, let's put Ty in charge of that. That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe we can get one of our African Ancestry family member DJs to come on. That's a great idea, Lisa. Okay. Yes. All right, you guys. We've been on here chit-chatting. I'm Gina Page, president and co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. Someone told me that I'm the only DNA test company CEO that comes online and talks to y'all. I'm just saying. Ursula, yes. Well, as of now, our tours in the back half of the year are still on schedule to happen, but you know, we have to, as someone already said in the comments, countries are opening up, but not to Americans. So it really just depends on how the world opens up. Sherry Winston says, I'm waiting on results from my paternal grandfather's maternal line. Whoa, you did some real genealogy to find someone to take that test. Sherry, I think you should send an email to info about that so that we can put the correct wording on the certificate. In your case, I'm just saying hypothetically, I'm not guaranteeing that we will do that because I don't know which test is your grandfather's maternal line. But anyway, if it's your paternal grandfather's maternal line, then I would say something like Sherry Winston shares maternal ancestry with the XYZ people by way, okay, I would say Sherry Winston shares maternal genetic ancestry by way of her paternal grandfather. That's what I would say, something like that. But yeah, when you order additional certificates, they would have to make sure that they ask for that wording, because we won't have any way to know. Sierra Leone trip is still on. The December Sierra Leone trip is still on. Devin wants to know, what are the dates for Cameroon? There are no dates for Cameroon in 2020. Yeah, Lisa says there's a conflict in Cameroon. So that's been sort of our holdup with Cameroon, is it's safe to travel there, but when you look at what the State Department says and all the propaganda, it just, I don't know if it would be wise for us to do those. Yeah, I think that Zoom party is really smart. So you have to be in the online community. I see somebody here who says they've been waiting to get in, Ingrid Childs. So Ty, we got to get Ingrid Childs in. She's been waiting to get in so she could share her African ancestry experience with the group. But that's where we would have it. We would have it in the online community. I love that idea. This is so good. Okay. You know, next month we're celebrating Black Music Month. And so our lives on Instagram are going to have some pretty cool artists who are African ancestry family members. So I'm going to just plant the seed for that. You guys, it's going to be, what do you call it? Must see. It's not TV, but what do you call it? Appointment. You're going to have to set your watches, set your calendar so that you make sure you see that. We got some really good people coming on for that. Ty says she'll let you in once she's verified. So Ingrid, make sure that you filled out all the questions, all the answers, because if you don't have all the answers, Ty passes you over until she has time to go do some more research. Shout out to Ty Brooks, who's holding it down on the comments and on the back end of our live broadcasts. We do 3 times a week. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, Horace, you said you're waiting for your certificate. Ah, okay, yeah. Okay, I got you. Hello, Kenneth. Thank you for joining us. Audrey, thank you for joining us. Okay, that's all I have for y'all today. I don't know if there aren't any more questions. Hawa says, if it's Anthony Hamilton, I need a VIP seat. Keep watching. We'll let you know the schedule when in June. When June comes, we'll definitely let you know. I know Mary's phone is set. Mary be the first one on there. Like, I'm on, and then half a second later, Mary is there, which always makes me feel good, Mary, because I still never know whether anybody's going to join or not. Okay. Sheena, we are so happy to have you here as part of the family. So when you get your swabs, you'll have to let us know. So actually, the contact for African ancestry family reunions is not Amadou Masali. I don't know who he is. He's not somebody that we endorse, but we actually have our own African ancestry family reunion to Sierra Leone. So you can go with some strangers or you can come with the fam. Your choice. Your choice. But you have to be an African ancestry family member to come on our trip. So any Congo results? No, rarely. We get a few here and there, but not a whole lot. All right, everybody, listen. I hope you have a good rest of the evening and a good rest of your week. As I have been saying throughout, I'm really happy to have you here and to share this time chatting it up about Africa and African ancestry and all things that support us as Black folks. And so please continue to be safe as we all make it through. I want us all to make it through to the other side of this pandemic. Until I see you either on Instagram or here next week, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole. Take care.